No turntable, no cake comb, no problem. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to get smooth frosting on a cake with just a plate and a ruler. It's best to use cold cake layers because they're less crumbly and wobbly. I've wrapped these in plastic wrap and put them in the fridge for an hour. Use a serrated knife, like a bread knife, to trim off any domed tops so that they're level, which will help you make a straight cake that doesn't lean to one side. You can use any filling and frosting for this. This is my 4-minute buttercream, and I'm using gel colours to tint it to make a soft green. Now you'll need a plate, and to attach the first cake, spoon some buttercream onto the middle of the plate, and this will act as glue to secure the cake and hold it still. Then add your filling, which you can do with a spoon or a palette knife or offset spatula, and make sure you spread it all the way up to the edges of the cake. Then put your next cake layer on top, and if you have more cake layers, repeat with more filling and more cake. Make sure each cake is centered on top of the cake layer below it, so that the sides of the cake will be straight. Now use a spoon or knife to put more buttercream on the cake and to spread it around. And the best way to do this is to use little arc motions, swiping in circles around the cake, because that will spread the buttercream without pulling crumbs off the cake. Using cold cake really minimizes how many crumbs come off the cake as well, compared to trying to frost a cake at room temperature. Your goal here is to completely cover the cake with frosting, so you can't see any of the cake sticking out. But it doesn't matter how neat this is now, because smoothing comes next. Here's a really useful hack. Use the wheel from your microwave as a turntable, so that you can spin the cake around as you smooth the frosting. Look how smooth that spin is. Now grab a ruler and press one of the ends down on the plate and against the side of the cake, and spin the plate, holding the ruler still, so that it's your other hand and the microwave wheel that are moving instead of the ruler. Pull the ruler away, wipe the buttercream off it into your bowl, and then do this again and again to get the frosting smoother and smoother. When you're choosing a plate for your cake at the beginning, choose a plate with enough room to fit your ruler next to the cake, before the plate starts to slant upwards. If there are any big gaps or indents in the frosting, spread some more buttercream over them and then scrape over it with your ruler. For the top edge, swipe sideways with your ruler to push that buttercream that's sticking up over the top edge and lift it away on your ruler. Scrape it into your bowl, wipe the ruler clean, and repeat all around the top edge of the cake. Pushing sideways only, not down, will give you sharp edges without creating a bulge in the side of the frosting. Wrap your finger in a towel or paper towel and wipe the plate around the edges of the cake to take off any buttercream smudges. Now here are some quick decorating ideas that don't require any fancy tools. Pour sprinkles onto the plate and push them into the frosting now, before the frosting sets, because now it's still sticky, so the sprinkles will attach easily. You'll make a pretty border around the bottom of the cake. Then pour the extra sprinkles off the plate and into a bowl or the jar or bottle or wherever. To make a custom cake topper, measure a paper straw so that it's about 1 centimetre or ½ an inch taller than the cake. Cut it there. Draw a design or a letter or a number, place a piece of parchment or wax paper on top of the drawing, and trace over it with melted chocolate, which is easiest to melt in a microwave at 60% power for 30 seconds at a time, so that you don't overheat it and cause it to seize. Spoon the melted chocolate into a Ziploc bag, cut a little piece off of one of the bottom corners, and then follow the outline of the shape through the parchment paper. Fill it in, and then smooth the chocolate with a toothpick. Press your paper straw into the bottom and cover that with chocolate, and then pour sprinkles over the top. Press them gently into the chocolate to attach them. Leave the chocolate to set or put it into the freezer for 5 minutes, and now you have a homemade cake topper. You can brush this with edible glitter or luster dust if you like. Push a plain straw into your cake to make a hole, so that when you push your cake topper in, you'll need minimal pressure, so that you won't snap the chocolate as you push. Ta-da! A simple cake that's pretty enough for any occasion and only takes a few minutes to make. I hope this tutorial has been useful. Please click the subscribe button for a new cake decorating tutorial every week, and visit my cake school on britishgirlbakes.com to learn hundreds of cake decorating techniques and designs. Thanks for watching.